Let's talk the cut. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk the cut. Woo!
Hey, good evening, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. This is Cutler on the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube channel, the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club. And it is the 20th of February. I hope everyone is doing fine. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. It was a holiday weekend for some. It was the President's Day that we celebrated yesterday. So I hope you all have bounced back from whatever your holiday celebrations may have looked like and that you're all doing well. I'm telling you, we take the time these Tuesdays, and I so enjoy it because I get a chance to spend these 1,800 seconds with you all talking about things that I hope are inspirational, things that are motivational, things that are encouraging, and things that sometimes challenge us to do better than we're already doing, and to try to make sure that we are intentional about showing up our best selves, even in the worst of situations. I don't know about you all, but that is true for me. I'm still intentional about trying to make sure that I've shown up better today than I did yesterday, trying to make sure that I'm intentional and deliberate about showing up better tomorrow than I did today. Doesn't mean that any day has been a failure or flop. It means that we are intentional. It means that we are deliberate about trying to be the best version of ourselves whenever we can. So it means that we have these conversations so that what we talk about will really become second nature. It will be ingrained in the DNA and in the core of who we are, so that we don't have to try to be somebody that we're not. And that whenever we have to respond to life, we respond in a way that is genuine, that is natural, that is organic, that is just who we are. And I want to talk about that this evening. I want to talk about how do we learn, how do we take the first step sometimes whenever we're dealing with dreams and ambitions and hopes and aspirations and desires. How do we take the first step? Because what I realize as we are still in the first quarter of the year, that there are some first steps that some of us have yet to take. There's some first steps that we desire to take, some things that we desire to do, some things that we want to do, and we haven't done them yet. Not only have we not done them, but we haven't even launched out. We haven't begun doing them. We haven't situated ourselves so that we can start doing some things. And I want to talk about that. I want to ask us, why is it that we sometimes have difficulty getting started, and how is it that we can take the first step? Cutler, what does that look like for me? What does that mean for me? So I want to talk about that. But as I talk about that, I want to say thank you for those of you who have been joining me for all of these years, and those of you who are just jumping on and hopping onto these conversations, these 1,800 seconds. And if you haven't joined, then do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe. And after you subscribe, you can click on the notification bell. I'm not exactly sure where it is on your particular device. It could be at the bottom, up there, over there, wherever it may be, but click on that notification bell, because it lets you know whenever I've gone live. It lets you know whenever I've uploaded new content. I haven't uploaded any new content lately, but I have gone live every week, and I'm here, and I'm thankful that you all are here as well. Let me shout out the LTTC VIPs for just a moment. Those are the Let's Talk to Cutler VIP, the people who, and everybody's a VIP, but you all understand, those of you who have been with me understand that this is just some friendly bantering that we do, and I check to see who's over in the chat before I get there and before everybody else gets there. So from my end, the people that I see tonight are Hattie Boone, Tracy Johnson, and Linda Martin. A special good evening to all of you all. Yes, so let's go ahead and get ready. Let's get ready to ride. And do me a favor, go and tell someone, come on and let's talk to Cutler. Really take a moment, call somebody, give them the link, and tell them we're going to talk about how to take the first step. If you know someone who wants to do something that they have not begun it yet, they haven't set out to do it yet, they haven't launched in anything of sorts, and they're not quite sure how to do it. They may be ambivalent about doing it. They may have some anxiety about doing it. Tell them, come on, let's talk to Cutler. And if they aren't able to come and join us this evening, then do me a favor and share this link with them, because this is about really trying to get to this space that we call better. Better is not something that has to happen 5 years from now. I know we set goals. I know we dream dreams, but better does not have to happen 5 years from now. Honestly, I hope we've caught on to the fact that better can happen within the next second. As soon as I adjust my mindset to say, I'm not going to be where I am tomorrow. Whatever mindset, whatever holding pattern I think I'm in right now, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. That means you have stepped into a space that's called better, and you just stepped into it right now. All right, let me just keep going. Better doesn't have you don't have to wait. I know some of us are fans of this particular song that says better days are coming, but can I tell you that better moments are here right now? Better moments happen when you start believing in the possibility that they can. When you open your mind to the possibility that things can change, that things can progress, that things can grow, that things can expand. Better happens right then. So not just that better days are coming, but better moments are here. And I hope that resonates with someone who may be going through something, or someone who has friends and people in your network and in your village who are dealing with trials and hurdles and pitfalls and things that they have to navigate. It's this thing called life. But better moments are here right now. Better opportunities. And how about this? Better options. Better opportunities. And if you don't see it as better opportunities, you have to say to yourself, but you know what? Better options are here. I have to consider more than the options that I considered in the past. So let's think about that and let's dive into it. I like what the young folks say. Let's get into this conversation about how to take the first step, and then we'll discover why don't some people take the first step. What's going on that people don't quite take the first step? And it is true. How many of us have sometimes just set aside our dreams? It's so challenging. I'm taking off today. How many of us have sometimes put aside our dreams and we just set things aside? Well, this is happy Heart Healthy Month. This is happy Black History Month. So I want to open with a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King, who said, "Take the first step in faith." You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. When I tell you that thing resonates with me because it really supports something that I read today. But think about that, you all. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to have all of the evidence. You don't have to have all of the tools. You don't have to have all of the knowledge. You don't have to have all of the support. You don't have to have all of your ducks lined up. No. You don't have to have everything that you think you need at the moment, because there are some things you cannot see all the way to the end of. So take the first. I love this quote by Dr. King. Take the first step in faith. I don't see all the way to the end, but take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. It's like walking up a staircase. You don't have to see the whole staircase, but just take the first step. Just take the first step. And we have to ask ourselves, why is it so hard sometimes to take the first step? It doesn't matter what the step toward what, Cutler. You might want to move. You might want to start a business. You might want to travel. You might want to change jobs or start a new career, do something that you've never done before, organize an event, pursue a new relationship, write a book, learn a new language. It could be some of anything. You might want to take a class. You might want to go to school. You might want to join a new group, whether it's a civic group or social group or church or whatever it may be. Why is it sometimes so hard to take the first step? We have all of these first steps in our head. All of these first steps in our head. And those were examples that I just gave that I was just able to ramble off the top of my head. And I know this to be true. I know that taking the first step can sometimes be difficult. Why, Cutler? Because sometimes it involves uncertainty. It involves the things that we don't know. It involves the things that we're not sure about. It involves new territory, new terrain. And it also involves the possibility of failure. What if I fail? I just might fail. So taking the first step involves all of that. And I want to lay it out on the table because I know that sometimes those are the things that we're dealing with. And I hope I'm helping somebody this evening. Those are sometimes the things that we're dealing with. I have all of these wonderful first steps in my head, Cutler, but I also have in my mind the fact that this involves something that I've never done before, and something at which I might fail. So the fear of failure, and I know this to be true, the fear of failure can be so overwhelming to the point that it impedes our progress, and it will literally stop you in your tracks. Sometimes it paralyzes you, and it can be so overwhelming to the point that it will prevent you from taking an action. I get that. I know it. Been there, done that. And not only do I have the t-shirt, but I have the scars from it, scars from living in my fears. Scars from wondering, am I going to fail at this? I have the scars from all of that because there are some things that I wanted to do, some hopes, some dreams, some aspirations. And I'm telling you all, I have been overwhelmed by fear myself. So I'm speaking from this place of transparency. I'm sharing from my personal experience. Wanted to do a whole lot of things, but didn't think I had all the resources in place at the time. And it was difficult to take the first step. So I'm able to say this out of my personal experience. But may I share with you, there's some things that when you want to take the first step, there's some things that you need not do. These are what I call some don'ts to getting started. Don't wait until the situation is perfect, Because guess what? The situation will never be perfect. I guess I'll wait until I do that. I'll wait until I have that. I'll wait until. No, no, no. Don't wait until the situation is perfect. It will never be perfect. It will never be perfect. And no matter how you see it, there will always be something that makes you think again. Well, I think I have everything that I need. I think I have everything in place. But when you keep saying that and waiting for the perfect moment, you're going to think yourself right out of doing what you know you can do or what you want to do. You would think yourself out of a situation. You would think yourself out of a victory. You would think yourself out of a success. You would think yourself out of a win because you're waiting for the situation to become perfect. I'm just trying to help save somebody's life. Go and tell somebody, come on, and let's talk to Cutler. The man is really saying something tonight. And I'm telling you, I'm speaking from my experience. Don't wait around until the situation is perfect. Whatever it is that you want to do, set out to do it. Launch out to do it. Another don't. Not only is there a don't that says don't wait until the situation becomes perfect, but don't wait until other people agree with you. Don't wait until everybody in your village gives you their consent or their consensus or their concurrence. You don't have to wait until everybody agrees with you. The same way you shouldn't wait until the situation becomes perfect. You shouldn't wait until everybody agrees with your idea, because guess what? Not everybody will agree with your idea. Why? Because it's your idea. It's your hope. It's your dream. It's your vision. It's what's in your heart. It's what's in your spirit. It's what's in your mind. It's what resides in your soul. Don't you wait until other people agree with you. Because while some of us are waiting for other people to agree with us, and other people are deciding whether or not they're going to agree with you, there's some people who are waiting to steal your dream, to steal your hope. So don't wait until everybody agrees with you. Why? Because there's always going to be opposition from someone, no matter how great or how good of a thing you're doing. Nehemiah, come on, let me just go to one of my favorite passages. Nehemiah up, rebuilding the wall, doing a good thing. And here comes the opposition. What are you doing up there? Come on down so we can talk. No, absolutely not. I'm not coming down. I'm up on this wall and I'm working. I'm rebuilding the wall. I'm doing a good work and I can't come down. So when you start your work, when you start building, when you start your first step, when you take off, you have to say to yourself, I'm not waiting for other people to agree. Why? Because I'm getting ready to set off and launch into a good work and I can't come down. Don't you wait for everybody to agree with you, because some people are just designed to distract you. Some people are just designed and intent on derailing you. Some people are there because they're trying to steal your goal, steal your idea, steal your ambition, steal your method, your methodology, your strategy. So don't wait until the situation is perfect. Don't wait until everybody agrees with you. And sometimes you don't have to wait until you become an expert at it, because guess what you are? If you've never done it before, how are you going to become an expert at it? How are you going to be an expert at it? And this is your first time doing it. Sometimes people say, no, I need to learn everything that I can to do it. And I agree with that. But sometimes people say, no, I need to know that I'm going to be an expert at it. If you've never done it before, how in the world can you be an expert at it? Do you want to develop your craft? Do you want to develop some skills? Absolutely. Do you want to become comfortable at doing what you're doing? I get that. But the truth is, you will learn much more by doing than by waiting. I hope that resonates with somebody. You will learn much more by doing rather than by waiting. There are some things that I've done. I just said, I'm just going to do it. And it will unfold. It will unfold as I do it. I hope I'm speaking to someone this evening. I really, really do. And I hope this is resounding with you. I hope this is resonating with you. You don't have to be an expert at the thing that you're going to do, because you will learn by doing it. I have some experience under my belt with some things, because now I've done them several times. But the first time I did it, there was some fumbling that I did. But when you do it, it sharpens your skills. It increases your ability. It makes you more agile. It makes you more flexible. It makes you more adaptable. It makes you a little more strong. makes you faster, better, stronger than just learning in theory. But do it. So don't wait until the situation is perfect. Don't wait for people to agree with you, and don't wait to become an expert at something that you've never done. Do it. I'm talking about how to take the first step at your dream, the first step at your goal. Again, whether it's starting a business, traveling, moving, learning a new language, taking a class, learning how to cook, planning, pursuing a new relationship, whatever it is, joining a group, organizing an event. It does not matter. Whatever it may be that you're trying to do. Remember what Dr. King said, take the first step, at least in faith. Trying to see the whole staircase. Sometimes I'll build the staircase as I go. And when I get halfway up, if I don't have enough supplies, I'm going to go back to the bottom, get what I need or get more of what I need, and then still continue with what I'm doing. But at least I'm taking what? The first step. It's only the second month of the year. Some of us haven't taken the first step yet, but I hope this motivates us. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you're trying to do, I hope this inspires and motivates us to at least take the first step. Maybe I haven't even written down some of the plans, but maybe writing it down might be the first step for some of us. So then how, Cutler, would you suggest that we take the first step? Because I heard you clearly when you said one of the things that can happen is that taking the first step, it involves uncertainty. And with this uncertainty, there could be this overwhelming fear of failure. So Cutler, I heard you. So then what we must do? Well, you're absolutely right. One of the things that we must do is to learn how to face our fears. When you're ready to do something new, when you want to start, when you want to do something new, there is a whole lot that can incite fear, that can produce fear, that can generate fear. When you want to do something new, it seems like fear comes from the north, south, east, west, and every direction that you hadn't even thought of. Fear just sometimes comes along. Tracy, I think that's wonderful. Tracy said, I wrote down some goals for this year. And that's one way. That's the first step. McDonald says, I'm in an accounting analyst course. It's so challenging. I'm taking today off. But guess what? At least you're in the class. Yes, you're in the class. So let's learn how to face your fear. Because lots of things will spark fear. Fear of what? One of the things that we are afraid of, and if you're anything like me, I'm afraid to make mistakes. I don't want to make mistakes. I don't want to be embarrassed. And that's a fear that some people have. Some people have a fear of admitting that you don't know something. Some people have a fear of asking for help. But may I say this, and I want to set us all free when I say this. I want to set us all free. Marissa says, have faith, believe in yourself, take a chance. Absolutely. May I say this to all of us. When it comes to facing your fear, guess what? You are allowed to be scared. You are allowed to be afraid. I give us all the license to express our fear, to express the things that we are scared of. Sometimes people tell us, oh, don't be afraid, don't be scared. But can I say this to you? You are allowed to be scared because it is uncharted territory. It is uncharted terrain. It's the path that you may not have ever taken before. It is something that you may not necessarily have ever done. So you are allowed to be afraid. You are allowed to be scared. But here's one of the things that I want us to hear. As soon as Cutler said that, really, I'm allowed to be afraid. Absolutely. But don't ignore your fear. Just face it. I'm afraid. I need to face my fear. I have some ambivalence. I need to face it. I have some anxieties I need to come face to face with. So that way you work better to understand what you fear, why you are afraid. So that way you can figure out what's going on. You can figure out how to overcome my fear, how to overcome my anxiety. Got to figure it out. Got to figure it out. Let me face my fear so I can figure out what's going on, so I can know what's going on. What's in my way? Is it another person? Is it a resource that I don't have? Is it a lack of belief or confidence in myself? Is it a lack of knowledge, something that I don't know? Or is it my desire to be a perfectionist at what I'm doing? Learn to face your fear. Learn to deal with it. Learn to figure it out. And don't dwell on it too long. But then after you've come face to face with it, then shift your thinking. Shift your focus and say, now that I understand what I'm afraid of, one of the things I need to focus on is why I don't need to be afraid, why I shouldn't be afraid. Think about all the reasons why you will succeed. I'll make it because, I'll succeed because, I will be a winner because, I will celebrate victory because. So think of all of those reasons why and how you will succeed. And guess what? Then you have to stop and say, you know what? I have the ability to succeed. I have the ability to make it. I have the ability to win. I have all the arsenals. I have the resources. I have the people and the things. And if I don't see myself as having them now because I can't see the whole staircase, I just have to take the first step by faith and know that they will appear as I continue to build it, as I continue to do it, as I continue to expand it. Take the first step, y'all. Face your fear and keep right on going. Determine what is causing me to be afraid. But now let me take a look at how and why I know I will succeed. And then let's be realistic. Taking the first step, let's be realistic. I know some of us have big dreams, and you should. Some of us have bold aspirations, and you should. One of the things that we need to be aware of, though, one of the things that we need to be cautious of is to understand that for dreams to happen, we need to make sure that I have the resources that I need to make these things achievable. And sometimes, and let me just put this in because this is a position of my faith. Sometimes I may not necessarily have the resources, but I have to trust a higher source than I am, a higher power that has the resources, that has everything that I need. So while you're dreaming, give yourself some wiggle room. Give yourself some time to get the resources if you can get them, but believe that they're coming if you don't have them. Align yourself in a manner such that you are open to receiving resources and you're open to receiving help. You've given yourself some wiggle room so that at whatever it is that you set out to achieve, that you see nothing that you do will keep you from getting started. So be realistic. And that one I teeter-totter because on one hand, I want you to be realistic and I want you to have faith, but I want you to trust that things are going to work out for you. Yeah, Tracy, think about the reasons why you will succeed. Don't focus on your failure, but think about the reasons why you will succeed. So when you set out to do something new, one of the things you should feel is this overwhelming sense of just being thrilled. It ought to thrill you. It ought to ignite you. It ought to set you on fire. It ought to charge you every day when you wake up. At some part of the day, you ought to think about this. You ought to work toward this. You ought to want it to happen. It should just be in the forefront of your thoughts every day. Why, Cutler? Because if you're not thrilled about it, you might lose the momentum. If you're not thrilled about it, you might lose the zest and the zeal for doing it. And you may never finish it. But you ought to find it exciting. You ought to find it energizing. You ought to find it motivating. You ought to find it captivating. There should be some excitement behind what it is that you're getting ready to do. Expect an awesome journey. Expect something beyond your wildest dreams. Get excited about what yet awaits you. Get excited about what you're going to achieve, what you're going to realize, what you're going to do, the space where you're going to stand, the moment that you're going to celebrate, and then make it a priority. Make it the priority that it should be. Sometimes that means getting other things out of the way. I told you all I'm a proponent of that. And I know some people like to multitask, but there are sometimes when you just need to get some things, just get them out of the way before you start something else. Because some of us have so many irons in the fire, is the old metaphor. We have so many irons in the fire. Sometimes we just need to get some things out of the way. Sometimes we need to put other things on the shelf so that we can make what it is that we're trying to now do, we can make it the priority. You might have to complete something else. You might have to postpone something else. You might have to decide not to pursue some other things so that this thing can be the priority. You got to make it make sense. You got to make it the priority. Because you want to have the emotional and the mental capacity to commit yourself to it. That way you're not just saying that you'll do it, but you're going to put time on your calendar. You're going to make time. Whether or not you have to dedicate your whole day or just some moments from your day, that's all up to you. But learn how to prioritize the things that are important, the things that you want to do. And prioritizing looks different for so many people. So I cannot give us a template for what prioritizing looks like. I might come back one evening, and talk about how to prioritize, but what prioritizing looks like may be different from all of us. So if you have to reschedule something, go ahead and do it. If you have to reschedule some other things, but don't let those other things take priority over the thing that it is that you're trying to do. You've got to commit to it. Make it a priority. And then just go ahead and get started. I'm almost done for the evening, but then go ahead and get started. Because having this big to-do list, this big to-do goal, this big wait and see, this big I wish I could have, I wish I would have. No. Never mind all of that. To increase your chances of being successful, identify the first step. What is it that I need to do? Identify that first step. Do something and call it your first step. And whatever it is that you want to do, break it down into steps that you can manage, so that you don't become overwhelmed, and so that you can celebrate your wins every now and then. And I'm not suggesting that you try to write down every single tiny step that you need to take, but at least write down the step that says, this is how I get started. And once you get started, you can go ahead and celebrate your have gotten started self. I just made up that phrase. But tackle that first step. And once you tackle the first step, then you can say, you know what? I tackled the first step, and now the next step I can tackle just like I did the first one. And for those of us who are dealing with the fear of failure, the fear of making a mistake, the possibility of becoming embarrassed, guess what? Let me just say this, you all. Let me just put this out there. So if you fumble, if you falter, if that should happen, take a breather, take a breath, calm down, don't get upset. Say to yourself, you know what? There was a possibility that could happen, but keep on going, because just like there's a possibility that could happen, there's a possibility that your win can happen just like that. Learn how to renew your thoughts and renew your hopes and renew your dreams every single day. So yes, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I know we usually talk about that within one plane, within one sphere. I understand. But when it comes to your goals, when it comes to your dreams, when it comes to what you can do every single day, and you can do a new thing every single day, you can get a new step, you can get another step closer. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Yep, I did that yesterday, but today my mind is renewed and there's a new goal for me to meet. So then if I falter, if I fumble, if I fail, if I make a mistake, if I feel a little embarrassed, if something didn't go the way that I wanted to go yesterday, guess what? I'm renewed. I'm transformed by the renewing of my mind today, because my mind is not fixed on what happened yesterday, but I'm transformed by the renewing of my mind, the possibilities of what can happen today. I hope I just gave a new light to that passage. When you finish the first step, it'll be time for the second. And before you know it, the finish line is waiting for you. Can I tell us all that there's a finish line for so many tasks, for so many hopes, for so many dreams, for so many ambitions? Can I just say to us all that there is a finishing line that's calling us? There's a finishing line that's beckoning us. There's a finishing line that's motioning us that says, don't stop. Come on. Because if I could, I would come to you. But the finishing line is beckoning us all, calling us name by name, saying, hey, I know you can do it. I'm here. So let's just do it. Let's just take the first step. I hope this has helped somebody this evening. And if you find that it's not necessarily for you, then please share it with someone and say, this is how you take the first step. This is why you should take the first step. We're still in the second month of the year. You got time to take the first step. If you haven't already, take the first step and then encourage them. Do for someone what I hope I'm doing for some of you all. Go on and encourage somebody else to take the first step. Hey, you all, thank you so much for allowing me to come into whatever space you've allowed me to come into. I thank you so very much. Let's keep doing what we do, you all. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Stay safe, stay sane. Keep your heads up, keep your hopes up. And know that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. I want to thank you all so very much. I'm still looking at emails, looking through them, reading through them, and I will eventually respond. I promise you I will. Do me a favor, until the next time we chat, tell someone, come on and let's talk to Cutler. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you the next time I see you. Good night, everybody.